Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Jeff, Isabella. Welcome back to our bicycle travel how-to series. Today we are talking stem extenders. So, what is a stem extender and how could it be of use to you in your bicycle trip?
All right, so let's take a look here. So, this piece right here that clamps onto the headset and connects to the handlebars is called our stem. Now, a bare frame looks like this, okay? Now, our fork on the bicycle, this portion right here, looks like this. So, when we look at how it all comes together, this fork raises up to this race here, and then that tube that you saw in the photo comes up through the headset, and in a normal bicycle setup, as you can see in this picture, the stem is going to connect directly to that tube coming out of the fork. Now, I wanted to get up to a higher seated position to take pressure off of my neck and shoulders, so I purchased a stem extender, or I guess more properly it's called a stem raiser, because what it allows you to do is connect this piece right to that fork tube, and then the stem clamps to the extra piece. You can raise this up as far as it goes here or all the way down. This is an especially long one. You can buy some that are about half this size. Gives you some options, and it clamps very tightly onto the tube. Additionally, you can add extra razors to it or not, depending on how it all comes together best for your desired setup. But this is what that piece looks like.
So I got interested in these stem extenders after my first couple of trips. I rode normal road style drop bars, which look like this. I'm sure you've seen this style out there. I rode that style on my first few trips, and I came away with so much pain in my shoulders and my neck. You're in this like hunched over position, and it just never felt quite right. So on my second trip, we met up with a fella who was, I think, actually in his late 60s, who was riding all around the country, and he had a very upright bicycle, he had these kind of ring-shaped handlebars, and he sat up very, very, very high and very upright. He had actually achieved that by buying a fork, this portion here, that hadn't been cut off early, that it was left very long, and so he could actually attach his handlebars to the extra long fork. Obviously, my fork's already been cut, and unless I wanted to buy a new one, which can be quite expensive, the option was to buy a stem extender. So I looked around, I found some options that seemed good, and I tried it out for my third trip. And it completely took care of the issue of the neck and shoulder pain. You're upright. Not only that, I found that when you're on a trip, it's quite nice to be upright and be in this kind of looking around position, because when you're in the drop handlebars, you're down like this, and so you always have to crane your neck to take a look around at what you're there to see. Now, it ended up creating new problems. Already, I am prone to saddle sores, which are the, basically like blisters that form on your ass when you're riding for long periods of time, and the friction and the vibration. And being upright puts a lot more pressure on your sit bones. And so, the stem extender ended up creating as many problems as it solved. So I don't really know which is better. But I will say, for the problems that I came to solve, it took care of them in a jiff. You're more upright. You can adjust. I've actually brought it down this far because, as I found, the extra pressure on my sit bones was intolerable. But I began by riding all the way up here at the top, and that's even more upright. You even have more freedom to look around. It's fantastic. The one thing that I would pay attention to if you are going to go this route is to buy a good one. You want to buy something made by a reputable manufacturer out of strong metal, because lots of pressure is going to be put on this piece. You know, you're constantly grabbing onto your handlebars and you're pulling when you're climbing up a hill, and the last thing you're going to want is for the stem extender to warp or worse yet break when you're screaming down a hill or when you're climbing up a, which is on your trip in general. If you do have the option and you're looking for this upright position, it is better, strictly speaking, to just get an uncut fork that is extra long, that you can place your handlebars up higher. But most bikes don't come that way, and unless you're specially ordering yours, you're going to end up with the normally cut short fork. This stem extender got me all the way from Oregon to southern Mexico and shows no signs of stopping. So I think you can feel safe in that. Just make sure you get a good one, and let me know if this works for you. Like I say, it ended up causing more problems for me. I don't know if I'll keep on with it, but it was certainly an interesting thing to experiment with, and I did enjoy being able to look around more freely. So stem extenders might be of use to you if you're having that neck and shoulder pain, and we'll see where it goes. Get on your bike and go somewhere. Have a good day, everybody.